Skinny Hardaway 7T. Back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, we greatly appreciate it if y'all could jab that thumbs up for your boy. Today we here to have us a 135 boxing conversation. Two newcomers to the division, right? Andy Cruz, I think, had maybe a fight or two as a pro. Keshawn Davis had about 7 fights, you know what I mean, as a pro, right? Uh, we all know Keshawn Davis is the true born, right, natural American silver medalist winner. Keshawn has two silver medals for Team America, if I'm not mistaken, right? Now we all know that gold comes before silver, right? Well, in these competitions where Keshawn placed second, right? The guy you see in this picture, the guy that we gonna talk about today, along with Keshawn, that guy placed first in these competitions where man, y'all do boy favor, y'all hit that thumbs up. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy, right? So in those competitions where Keshawn Davis, got came out with those silver medals. My bad. So in those competitions where Keshawn Davis came out with those silver medals in the same competition, we had Andy Cruz, the guy that's in said video right now. He came and he placed first. So there is a bit of history between Andy Cruz and Keshawn Davis. Just to give y'all a fill-in story. What's good, DS? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Just to give y'all a fill-in story to catch y'all up. Give y'all a fill-in story to catch y'all up, right? Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn just most recently signed Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz is about 1-0 as a pro right now. But again, like I said, he is a gold medal winner. He beat Keshawn Davis to win his gold medal. So there is some history there. Now Eddie Hearn just recently signed. Andy Cruz. Shout out my guy Lightning. My guy Lightning said it's a sign of fear, Skinny. Appreciate y'all folks sliding through. If y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy when you pass on through. I know it's early. We got people going to work. We got people going here. We got people doing that. We got people live already, right? So if y'all could get your boy right, hit that thumbs up for your boy. Help get your boy and stay in that YouTube algorithm. If I know YouTube right, the way I think I know YouTube, they didn't already push your boy 7T algorithm. I'm about to check it right now. So y'all help your boy stay in the algo. Y'all help YouTube know that we doing a good job. Let YouTube that we up here talking this good about you, right. But Eddie Hearn just recently signed, Andy Cruz, the former gold medal winner. And we all know when Eddie Hearn signs somebody, pretty much Eddie Hearn don't even have to sign somebody, right? Eddie Hearn could wake up one day and just feel like, telling us about, his new shiny toys and telling us about, how successful Eddie Hearn had been, right? So we all know when Eddie Hearn, signed somebody new, he started the press roll. Like, oh yeah, this guy gonna be the next champion in about 3 or 4 years. I can see this guy being, the best fighter in the world. This guy can be every fighter in the world right now. I'm that confident in him that he can beat everybody right now. So Eddie Hearn, what's good, Royal? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Royal. Glad you could make it. Glad you could make it. If y'all could hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up for your boy. Right. So Lightning said they're trying to move Cruz like Loma, right? So pretty much, right, and Eddie Hearn said just that, right? He said he's confident. He said he's so confident in Andy Cruz that he'll put Andy Cruz in the ring with Gervonta Tank Davis right now. He said, "Yep, won't take long. Been watching this guy Skywalker. What's good, Skywalker? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Skywalker. Glad you could make it if y'all could. hit that thumbs up for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you here for a good time or a long time, what's good, Skywalker? Shout out my brother. TWT is in the building. Right. But you know how though when Eddie Hearn, signs new fighters, he starts that press roll, right? This fighter is the greatest fighter in the world. This fighter is already one of the top guys in the division, right? This fighter can already beat the champion in this division. Well, of course, Eddie Hearn went right along on to start, to start that. Eddie Hearn said, Eddie Hearn said that he feels like that this guy, Andy Cruz, two-time, gold medal winner. And Andy Cruz is extremely talented, right? So this time, Eddie Hearn saying this, Eddie Hearn may not necessarily be wrong, right? Not as far as him being able to beat these guys, but I do think Andy Cruz will be able to compete, right? Which is why I'm talking about this, because Eddie Hearn likes to sell a whole lot of wolf tickets, right? But I feel like Andy Cruz, is the real deal. But I digress, right? So of course, Eddie Hearn starts with the Jelly Bean. What's good, Jelly Bean? Appreciate y'all folks sliding through. If y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy, greatly appreciate it. But right, so Eddie Hearn, he already started his run. Eddie Hearn, he came out and he name dropped, right? He said, I will put Andy Cruz in the ring with Gervonta Tank Davis right now, and he'll be confident that he'll win. Andy Cruz said that Eddie Hearn said that he will put Andy Cruz in the ring with the current champion right now, and the current regular champ right now, Gervonta Tank Davis. And he said he's confident that Gervonta Tank Davis will come out with the win. He also said that and I quote, right, Eddie Hearn said, just like in the amateurs, Andy Cruz will beat Keshawn Davis in the pros too. Now, y'all know Keshawn Davis ain't never been the one. Y'all know Keshawn Davis ain't never been the one to, miss. Y'all know Shakur. I said Shakur. Y'all know Keshawn Davis ain't never been the one to miss his words, right? So you better believe when Keshawn Davis heard this, right? Keshawn Davis had a lot to say in return. I'm about to play the video for a second, right? So we can see exactly what Keshawn Davis had to say. But I knew once Keshawn Davis, I knew once Andy Cruz was signed, right, it would have an immediate trickle effect to Keshawn Davis because of the history, that they have. Kind of like Robeisy Ramirez and Shakur Stevenson have a history, with the amateurs. But in this case, Keshawn Davis and Andy Cruz are probably going to be fighting around the same division. Roland Romero failed PED. No, he didn't. Alberto Puello failed PED. Roland Romero ain't failed PED, baby. No, he haven't. No. Alberto Puello failed his PED, not Roland. Roland was talking about Alberto Puello failing his PED. We talked about Puello failing the PED yesterday. No, Roland didn't. Roland did not fail the test. No, he didn't. But I digress. Right? We ain't even talking about Roland right now, baby. But Eddie Hearn just signed Olympic gold medalist Andy Cruz, and of course he had a lot to say. He had a lot to say about Andy, and y'all know Keshawn ain't never been the one to mince his words. Keshawn ain't never been the one to hold back his words, right? So it got back around to Keshawn Davis, and I'm about to go and play. What Keshawn had to say himself, so y'all can hear it. So y'all don't got to take my word for it. I'm about to play. I'm gonna show y'all the video too. Let me turn this brightness up a little bit. Here we go.
Those are the two messages before I get off this damn loud. Tell Lil Bro, turn his punches over. You're pro now, okay? Turn the punches over. Those slaps is not gonna get counted pro, okay? Eddie Hearns, no more tweeting. Stop tweeting my name. You trying to keep building this man off my name. This man ain't touched no type of television in America. Stop trying to build your man off my name. You want to fight me? Call my promoter. Those are the two messages before I get off this damn loud. Tell Lil Bro, turn his punches over. You're pro now, okay? Turn the punches over. Those slaps is not gonna get counted pro, okay? Eddie Hearns, no more tweeting. Stop tweeting my name. You trying to keep building this man off my name. This man ain't touched no type of television in America. Stop trying to build your man off my name. You want to fight me? Call my promoter.
So basically what Keshawn had to say was about him, beating him. Eddie Hearn said, I signed Andy Cruz, right? I'll put Andy Cruz in the ring with Javante Tank Davis right now. And also he said that Andy Cruz will beat Keshawn Davis in the pros just like he did in the amateurs. What's good, AB? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. AB the IT. What's good? Yeah, hold on for a second. Yeah, I'm back now, y'all. I'm back now. It just sounds like Coleslaw is nervous. I tell you this, man, it just got 10 times more interesting in that division for sure, right? My guy Ghost, he ain't been here in a minute though, but we used to have these conversations all the time about Keshawn and Andy Cruz. And I was saying, even then, I said when Keshawn get in the pros, it's gonna be a little different for him. Because he said Keshawn scared already. I said when they get in the pros, it's gonna be a little different for him. I said when they get in the pros, it's gonna be a little different for him because Keshawn, because like what Keshawn said, in the pros, you got to turn them punches over. Keshawn is naturally a bigger dude. You know what I mean, than Andy Cruz. But Andy Cruz may have the one thing on Keshawn that Keshawn don't like or that Keshawn ain't used to. Andy Cruz may be a bit of a I don't want to say a better athlete, right? But at least the same level of athlete that Andy Cruz is. I see the chat. Y'all feel like Keshawn got a little nervous energy going. I tell you this. I would say it was nervous energy, right? If Keshawn didn't always sound like he was nervous. Keshawn always sound like that. Keshawn just talked like he always Keisha talk like he always not got an attitude though. But Keisha talk like he always offended though. You know what I mean? He always got that little high pitched thing going. It's funny, bro. I actually enjoy hearing Keisha talk, especially when he mad. Right? Especially when he mad. But I will say this. Andy Cruz beat Keyshawn 4 times. I think Andy Cruz is 4-0 against Keshawn in the amateurs, right? Now we can compare that. That could mean something, right? Or that could mean nothing at all, right? Because we could look at it like this. Gary Antoine beat Jerome Booth Ennis in the amateurs, right? He beat him 3 times, 3 out of 4 times. Do we think that Antoine could beat Jerome Booth Ennis now? You know what I mean? Not really sure, right? Jordanis Ugas beat Terrence Crawford in the amateurs, right? Do we think that he could beat Terrence Crawford now? Castano beat Errol Spence in the amateurs, right? Do we think that he could beat, now? Not really sure, right? There's been cases where, throughout boxing where people fight in the amateurs, they get in the pros, right? And the guys that lost in the amateurs, they ended up skull dragging the guys in the pros, right? We also had instances where, right, somebody fighting in the amateurs, they beat you in the amateurs, and they get in the pros, and the guy that wins in the amateurs continues to win in the pros, right? But a lot of the times, and I noticed this, a lot of the times, the fighters that you fight in the amateurs, they tend not to fight necessarily in the pros, right? Either because I think there's more so because the person that lost in the amateurs probably don't feel like that, they could beat that guy in the pros. So where people like to say the amateurs don't matter, I really do think that it matters, especially when you look at, and this is just me looking at it myself, right? Especially when you look at the rate of how often does a guy rematch somebody that he lost to out of the amateurs. The the rate percentage isn't high of guys rematching guys that they lose to in the amateurs, and I don't think that's by mistake. He said also depends on how good the amateur is, and Andy Cruz is world class. I most definitely do believe that Andy Cruz is world class. I also do believe that there is some merit to what Keshawn Davis had to say as well, about him turning over his punches and being pro now, right? Two things can be true, Lightning. Two things, two things can be true. Two things can be true, Lightning, right? I do believe that Andy Cruz is world class, right? And I also do believe that Keshawn got a point when he say that, this is the pros, it's a little different. I was telling my guy Ghost, right? Me and Ghost been arguing about this for years. You know what I mean? Me and Ghost, I wouldn't be surprised if Ghost was Andy Cruz. You know what I mean? But me and Ghost were arguing about this for years, pros and amateurs and whatnot. Pros and amateurs and whatnot, and what's gonna happen with Keshawn Davis and Cruz when they get in the pros. Because believe it or not, man, I make jokes on Keshawn and stuff now, but I've been watching Keshawn for a long time. I've been watching Keshawn like even in the amateurs. I seen every single one of Keshawn Davis's professional fights, and I did that on purpose, right? I set out to do that on purpose. Omega Red was good. Appreciate you sliding through. Jay Gibson was good. Jay Gibson. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Jay. Glad you could make it. Glad you could make it. If y'all could, hit that thumbs up for your boy when you roll on in. Greatly appreciate everybody sliding through this thing. He said, T, didn't you get Andy captured in the first? Know what they say? That's what they say. Know what they be saying? I put the video and I told him, Andy. Know what they say? I got Andy captured. Know what they say? I got Andy captured. I ain't get Andy captured, man. Blue Blood got Andy captured. Blue Blood got a bigger page than me, man. He the one that did it. My junk only did like what 3,000 views. Blue Blood junk did like 20,000 views, man. That was Blue Blood that got Andy caught, not me. But that lets y'all know that I've been messing with Andy. I've been messing with Andy though. Andy is good. I said it from the jump when Cruz get over here. I said it from the jump when Cruz get over here. As I said in the back, when Cruz get over here, Coleslaw was going to switch up. And he said, talk to my promoter. He said, talk to my promoter. I ain't gonna lie. I want to see that jump. I want to see that jump. That's gonna be the jump. I bet y'all. Let me get straight. Let me get situated. Let me get situated. Let your boy get situated. But yeah, man, it's officially official. It's officially official, man. Andy Cruz. It's officially official. Andy Cruz that made his way over to the United States. Well, I guess he in the United States, right? But he over there with Eddie Hearn, which is technically UK. But they have American fights over here all the time. You know what I mean? But Andy Cruz that made his way over here stateside. He about to get it going. Eddie Hearn already then stated that I put him in the ring with Tank. I feel like he ready for the champions, and he go beat Keshawn Davis again. Let's just rap about Andy Cruz for a second, man. My guy Lightning, really, he said it already right, but I want to hit on it for a second. And I hit on it earlier, right? But I want to elaborate on it. This dude is a 2-time gold medal winner, right? He's a 2-time gold medal winner. He's 26 years old. He's 26 years old, something like that. 25 years old, 26 years old. I think he's 26 years old, right? So 26-year-old guy. He is a young guy, but he's not an unexperienced guy. He's from the Cuban tree of boxing, right? So he pretty much has been bred to box, been born to box his whole life. Gold medalist winner. He's one of those David Maria types, right? One of those Cuban guys. You know, they come over here, and you see them 4-0, 3-0, right? Their record can kind of fool you. I think Andy Cruz is about 2-0 as a professional, but he's far more skilled, far more seasoned beyond his professional skills, which is what a lot of people had a problem with, in the amateur. Keshawn Davis got to fight, this grown man in Andy Cruz. When Keshawn Davis was 16 years old, I think Andy Cruz was the first time they faced off when Keshawn was 8 years old. When Keshawn was, I think Keshawn was 18 years old. I think Andy Cruz was about 22 or 23 at that time. And then they faced off again for the Olympic gold medal last year. Then Cruz was about 25. Keshawn was about 23. You know what I mean? Cruz was about 25. Keshawn was about 22, right? And he ended up beating Keshawn again. I actually think that last fight, right? I actually think Keshawn pulled that last victory off. Y'all know that infamous jump, right, where Keshawn Davis giving his speech, and then you see Andy Cruz behind him dancing and pop blocking and all that stuff. That fight in particular, that's the fight that I feel like, Keshawn Davis actually got the win on that one. Their very last fight, I feel like Keshawn Davis got the win on that one, but they gave it to Andy Cruz. Over there in the Olympic Games and stuff like that, it's felt around, right? It's felt around boxing that the Americans always get the short end of the stick. It's felt like that, they have it out for the Americans in the Olympic boxing, which is why Americans very seldomly win the gold medal. That's why when we get a gold medal winner, it means so much over here, right? And they carry that with them, pretty much for their whole career, as they should, right? They carry it with them, for their whole career, like the Andre Wards, the Riddick Bowes, right? When we get a gold medal winner, we cherish them because it's really, really hard for Americans to get the split, to get the draw over there. If it's a split decision over there, right? The feeling around it is Americans are going to lose, right? Floyd Mayweather went over there and dominated his guy in the championship round. Dominated him, right? And they still say Floyd Mayweather, you know what I mean? lost his fight. Floyd Mayweather got a silver medal. Keshawn Davis went over there, got a silver medal, I think, in the close fight. And also Shakur Stevenson, right? Y'all know the infamous Shakur Stevenson when he crying, right? Robeisy Ramirez beat Shakur Stevenson for his gold medal. Shakur Stevenson went over there. He boxed Robeisy Ramirez, and he ended up losing and getting a silver medal, right? So when you get a silver medal in America, it's almost like getting a gold medal with the feel around it is that we don't, really get first shakes when it get to those championship rounds, right? So Cruz did beat Davis 4 times in the amateurs, right? I think Davis might have got him that last time, right? Been waiting for Andy Cruz to get over here for a second. Been waiting for Andy Cruz to get over here for a second, right? For this exact reason, to see exactly what's going to transpire with him and Keshawn Davis. To see exactly what's going to transpire with him and Keshawn Davis. You know what I mean? Actually, I'm about to read what Eddie Hearn had to say. I'm about to read what Eddie Hearn had to say. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I'm about to go read exactly, what Eddie Hearn had to say about Andy Cruz. He brought up Tank. He brought up Gervonta Tank Davis, right? He brought up Gervonta Tank Davis, and he also brought up Keshawn Davis. He said he feel like Andy Cruz is ready for both of them right now. He also said he feel like Andy Cruz is gonna be a champion a lot sooner than later, and he putting Andy Cruz on that fast track, and that he putting Andy Cruz on that fast track. So let me see if I could find that thing. Man, if I ain't gonna let me see if I can find, I'm gonna go find that thing, and I'm doing my fight. I'm doing my fight breakdown and predictions today as well. Here we go. I mean, we about to get into it, y'all. I appreciate y'all folks sliding through this thing. I know it's other people live right now. I know some of y'all on the way to work. I know some of y'all taking the kids to school. What's good, Josh? I know some of y'all taking the kids to school. Y'all could be anywhere in the world right now, and y'all choose to be here. I greatly appreciate it. But we about to read this thing on what Eddie Hearn had to say about Andy Cruz and putting him in there with Gervonta Tank Davis and how he expects him to beat and how he expects him to beat, Keshawn Davis in the pros, right? I digress. Boxing scene. In the amateur ranks, Andy Cruz garnered the sort of fame and adulation that few are ever afforded. With the record consisting of 140 wins against just 9 defeats, Cruz capped off his time in the amateurs as the Olympic gold medalist, defeating Keshawn Davis in the final round of the 2020 Olympic Games. Although his name was buzzing, thanks to the roadblocks that remained in place of his ability to turn pro, Cruz struggled to make it stateside. Ultimately, after several failed attempts to leave his native land of Cuba, the 27-year-old, so he's 27, Keshawn Davis is 24. The 27-year-old successfully made the trek before inking a promotional agreement with Eddie Hearn and Matron in the zone. BC, what's good, BC? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad y'all can make it. If y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy. Let YouTube know that we live. Let YouTube know that we talking this good boxing. Let YouTube know where you at. That we're in the place to be. Greatly appreciate you. Said moving forward, Cruz will compete in a stacked lightweight division. By and large, the top of 130-pound weight class is occupied by the likes of Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Tank Davis, and undisputed kingpin Devin Haney. Yet, despite spewing profuse praise of those aforementioned fighters over the years, Stevenson in particular, regardless of Cruz having 0 years of pro experience, Hearn reveals that he will have no issue throwing Cruz directly into that line of fire. So basically, they're just saying what I've been saying the whole time. Eddie Hearn said he ready for Cruz to fight the champions. He ready for him to fight everybody, right? This is Eddie Hearn verbatim, quote, unquote. Y'all got 9 people in the building. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Appreciate y'all sliding through the Rocking Out with your boy. He said he lived in the Olympics. Facts, DP. He really did. Okay, this Eddie Hearn, right, quote unquote. Honestly, I will put him in a fight against anybody in the 135-pound division, and I believe that he could win that fight. Says Eddie Hearn. You always hear me ranting and raving about Shakur. He's of that Shakur Stevenson level. Honestly, like I will put him in there with Tank right now. He said he's going to start a 10 round in July. This kid is an unbelievable fighter. So his very first fight is going to be a 10 round fight. They go fast track him. And I ain't got no problem, with them fast tracking Cruz. One, because he's 27 years old, right? So he's turning pro late. So you better fast track him, right? Two, because I actually think the boy is talented enough, right, to be fast tracked. So I'm all with, the fast tracking Andy Cruz. I'm all with him taking on the best. I think talent wise, right? He's coming from that tree, just like David Maria, right? That Cuban tree, David Maria. So I think he is a talent where you could put him in there. He can't compete, right? I don't think he needs to get ready. Now his power is gonna be the question in the pros, right? How's his power going to translate? Is he gonna be able to hurt these guys? But he's been fighting amateurs so long, right? Keshawn kind of alluded to it, right? That slapping, punching ain't really gonna work in the pros. So that's gonna be interesting to see, how he adjusts to that, right? But I think skill wise, he ready, right? He said swift in the fashion that he wishes to move his newly signed prize fighter. Hearn will look to somewhat ease him into it as a professional. At the moment, the longtime promoter doesn't have an exact name that he would like to match Cruz up against. That doesn't mean, however, that Hearns intends on handing him a soft touch for his pro debut, which will take place this summer. So he got Cruz lined up for a fight in July, 10-round fight in July for this summer, right? So y'all heard Eddie Hearn. Is he selling wolf tickets? Is he selling this fighter? Y'all know we got to take everything, that Eddie Hearn say with a grain of salt, right? But you can't deny the fact that you do. My bad. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Take MMA. Appreciate you sliding this thing. Take. Glad you can make it, Queen. Glad you can make it. If y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy when you roll on it. Greatly appreciate y'all folks sliding through in there having us a boxing conversation. We talking about, the comments that Eddie Hearn made on Keshawn Davis. Keshawn Davis, clap back at Eddie Hearn. Let me play that thing again because I just think it's so funny hearing Keshawn Davis angry. Angry Keshawn Davis is top 10. Angry Keshawn Davis is up there with long paragraph Ugas. Paragraph Ugas and angry Keshawn Davis is right in the same line as Focus AB. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Focus AB, angry Keshawn, Focus AB, angry Keshawn. What was the other one I just said? Focus AB and Paragraph Ugas. Paragraph Ugas on Twitter, angry Keshawn, and Focus AB, Hall of Fame. But here we go. Here we go.
Those are two messages before I get off this damn loud. Tell little bro, turn his punches over. You're pro now, okay? Turn the punches over. Those slaps is not gonna get counted pro, okay? Eddie Hearns, no more tweeting. Stop tweeting my name. You trying to keep building this man off my name. This man ain't touched no type of television in America. Stop trying to build your man off my name. You want to fight me? Call my promoter. Those are two messages before I get off this damn loud.
So what caused Keyshawn to go in like that is Eddie Hearn, he just signed Olympic gold medal winner Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz is the one. Andy Cruz got his gold medal by beating Keshawn Davis in the Olympics, right? Which is why Keshawn has a silver medal. Andy Cruz beat Cruz said Cruz Hearn said Cruz coming to the pros. Hearn said Cruz coming to the pros and he ready to take on the best in the division right now. He said that he go fast track Cruz and his first fight gonna be in July. Now I'm pretty sure his Andy Cruz first fight ain't gonna be against a big name opponent. I'm like realistically, right? Realistically, I'm thinking he gonna give Cruz about 3 or 4 fights, right? Then maybe that fifth fight, it may be a step up. But my bad. but basically now we've been having a lot of 135 conversations lately. We've been having a lot of 135 conversations, right? I've been telling y'all 135 heating up, 135, getting spicy. 135 starting to shake and move, right? We got Frank Martin, we got Shakur, we got Devin Haney, we got Frank Martin, we got Shakur, we got Devin Haney, we got Javante Tank Davis, right? And now, we got Keshawn Davis, right? Young guy. We got Raymond Cheese Marichello, right? And now you add Andy Cruz, right? Everybody looking at Keshawn like he the next up in charge, right? Now you bring in the guy who on paper, right, is better than Keshawn. You know what I mean? On paper, right, who better than Keshawn? On paper, who beat Keshawn, right? Type deal. So 135 just got 135 just got even more lit, right? And you see how unsettled they got Keshawn Davis, right? So it's something there. It got to be something there. If a guy, whether you feel like you won or you lost for real, right? On paper, if a guy beat you 4 times, man, you got to know that mess with your head. You got to know that bothered Keshawn a little bit, right? He beat him 4 times. You know what I mean? He didn't get one win. You fought him 4 times. You didn't get one win. You know what I mean? They gotta be in the back of Keshawn, man. So it's gonna be interesting to see, like, when they actually come together, right? If they actually come together, right? How combustible that's gonna be. Like, does that guy have the mental edge on Keshawn? My guy DP Rocket just said it. I want to see him moonwalk. I want to see Cruz moonwalk on Keshawn again, right? That man was standing behind you doing the moonwalk and breakdancing, doing the worm while you was giving your losing speech to his winning speech for the gold medal. He beat you in the amateur games. He beat you coming up in the amateur games, and he beat you on the biggest stage in the Olympics. You know what I mean? And I'm Team Keshawn when it comes to this. I'm Team Keshawn. Sure enough, I'm really Team Keshawn anyway. Keshawn did turn pro and he started talking a whole lot. Keshawn didn't quite talk this much as an amateur. And if he did talk this much, right, they kept it a secret. They did a good job of, not putting too many cameras in front of them or editing the videos, right? But Keshawn ain't talked this much. Keshawn ain't talked this much. You know what I mean? As an amateur, right? So it's easy for people, to dislike Keshawn right now, type because Keshawn do talk a lot. But I do notice something. What my boy Josh say. Let me scroll up. What my boy Josh say. The focus AB, angry Keshawn, and paragraph. Ooh, yeah, facts, bro. That Keshawn about to get some soft touches first to get his feet wet. Yoda, crush the legend. TWT in the building. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. I greatly appreciate y'all folks sliding through this thing. We got the legend. We got the myth, the legend, the one. Kenny. We got Yoda in the building. What's good, Yoda? Why? Appreciate you sliding through. We in here talking about what the hell Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn had something to say about Keshawn Davis and Javante Tank Davis. What's up with Eddie Hearn and shooting at these Davises? But anyway, I digress. Eddie Hearn has something to say about Keshawn Davis and Javante Tank Davis, right? About his new signing, Andy Cruz. Y'all know Andy Cruz, don't Olympic gold medal, Andy Cruz, the one that just won the gold medal last year. He beat Keshawn Davis to win that gold medal. You know what I mean? So Eddie Hearn just signed Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz is officially stateside. Right, officially stateside, right? He attempted to get over here about 3 or 4 times. They ended up capturing him. He finally made it across, right? And Eddie Hearn snatched him right up. I won't be surprised if Eddie Hearn was the one trying to get him over here to begin with. Won't be surprised if Eddie Hearn is the one that called the vote and let's say let's make this happen. Right. Judah Ben, what's good? Shout out my guy inside the square circle with King Judah. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, King Judah. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that thumbs up. I got 17 people in the building. I got 26 likes. I know more than 26 of y'all been through here right now. So if y'all could do your boy a favor, get your boy in that algorithm, that YouTube algorithm. Help keep your boy in that YouTube algorithm. Hit that thumbs up for your boy. I know sometimes we come through, we forget to hit that thumbs up. We be so excited, we be moving and grooving, right? We might forget to hit that thumbs up, but y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Let YouTube know that we live. Let YouTube know that we talking this good boxing. Let YouTube know where you at, that you in the place to be. Let YouTube know that Keshawn Davis clap back at Eddie Hearn. You know what I mean? Eddie Hearn said Cruz beat Keshawn in the pro. Eddie Hearn had a lot to say, right? I read Eddie Hearn comments earlier. Eddie Hearn basically said earlier, I signed Andy Cruz. He's highly talented. The way I talk about Shakur Stevenson, I think Andy Cruz is of the same level of talent or Shakur Stevenson. I will put Andy Cruz in the ring with Gervonta Tank Davis today. And Gervonta and Andy Cruz will beat Keshawn Davis today, just like he did in the amateurs. As y'all know, your boy Keshawn ain't take a liking to that. Keshawn has something to say. Keshawn with the clap back. Keshawn with the clap back.
Damn loud. Tell Lil Bro, turn his punches over. You're pro now, okay? Turn the punches over. Those slaps is not gonna get counted pro, okay? Eddie Hearns, no more tweeting my name. You trying to keep building this man off my name. This man ain't touched no type of television in America. Stop trying to build your man off my name. You wanna?
So you know that's what Keshawn had to say. Y'all feel like there's nervous energy. I tell you this. I hope this fight happens sooner than later. This ain't one of them fights where I feel like that they need to wait. You know what I'm saying? They need to wait 4 or 5 years to make it happen, right? I think this is a fight that should be happening next year. I think this is a fight that could be used to either counterpoint Keshawn Davis or solidify Andy Cruz. You know what I mean? This ain't one of them jumps that you need to wait on. We just saw Andy Cruz already 27 years old, right? So he ain't no spring chicken. For you to be 27 years old and not have a fight at all, which is common in some places, right, in the UK and in Cuba because of the system, because of their system, right? But in America, that's far from common to be 27 with 0 fights. If you 27 with 0 fights in America, you probably ain't boxing. You probably ain't gonna never start. You know what I mean? He always have nervous energy when somebody that actually entertain his wolf tickets. You absolutely right about that, King Judah. You absolutely right about that. Right? You absolutely right about that. It's like he good at dishing out the talk, right? But when somebody bring it back to him, he don't never really got the answers. It never really go the way you think it's gonna go, right? Like you'll hear him saying, you'll hear him talking mess about somebody, and then they'll say fight, and then every time they say fight, he get to sounding like that, right? He get to sounding like that. Promoter. It's like his fallback plan. His fallback plan is always Bob Arum. Bob Arum is his safe jacket. Bob Arum is his safe net. He always promoter. Bob, you know what I mean? But you be talking to Miss. And then you would say, go talk to Bob. Well, you the one that's talking, I'm talking to you. You need to go talk to Bob for me. You need to go talk to Bob. You know what I mean? You need to talk to Bob. But the thing is with this one, right? Him and Andy Cruz really got some history. And I'm telling y'all, when it comes to this, I'm team Keshawn on this, man. Because I think Keshawn gonna beat Andy Cruz in the amateurs, right? For a lot of the reasons that Keshawn said. I'm finna play it again, y'all, right? But I want y'all to hear through the fear. I want y'all to hear through the fear. Hear through the fear. However you want to say it, right? If you want to go hear through the fear, you want to go hear through the fear. I want y'all to hear through the fear. Listen to him for a second. Because I agree with Keshawn. When Keshawn said this, let me tell y'all what Keshawn really was saying. I got you, Keshawn. I got you, G. I got you, G. Let me tell y'all what Keshawn really was saying, right?
Those are two messages before I get off this damn live. Tell little bro, turn his punches over, you're pro now, okay? Turn the punches over. Those slaps is not gonna get counted pro, okay?
What that meant was Keshawn said, tell little bro to turn them to turn your punches over because them little slaps ain't gonna get counted in the pro. What he meant was, Andy Cruz, you gotta learn how to turn your punches over because this is the pro game. This ain't scoring points. This is the hurt game. You gotta hurt people here. You gotta be able to turn your punches over, make it count, so the judges will give you some fights. That little touching and slap boxing ain't gonna work in the pros. You're gonna have to inflict hurt on people. I agree with Keshawn in that because I was saying this a while ago. Even in the pros, you can see that. I mean, in the amateurs, you can see that Andy Cruz is skilled. The skill level, right, is about the same. Maybe Andy Cruz is a little more skilled, right? But you can see that Keshawn is, more of the power athlete. He's the bigger guy compared to Andy Cruz. In the pros, they let you do a little more roughhousing than they do in the amateurs. In the amateurs, they let you do zero roughhousing. There's no roughhousing going on in the amateurs because in the amateurs, it's teaching you how to be a boxer, how to use your skills. It's not about power. It's about points, right? But I agree with Keshawn. If Andy can't hurt Keshawn, eventually, Keyshawn Davis is gonna pile up on him. Their work rate gonna pile up on him. You gotta think it's not 4 rounds in the pros, it's 10 rounds or it's 12 rounds. They fight probably gonna be a 10 or 12 rounder, right? When they get down. Right, when they get down, it's gonna be at least a 10 rounder, right? So it's not gonna be 4 rounds. Andy Cruz will have to extend his game, right? So my boy Josh was on to something when he said he need to get a couple fights in first because he got to get them rounds up under him. He got to, go more than the 4 rounds. Now I'm pretty sure he trained more than 4 rounds, but it's a little different when you get in the ring. Not a whole lot different, but it's a little different when you get in the ring, right? Them rounds, that pressure, it's the pressure of, it actually count, right? The pressure of it actually count. You could do it in the gym, but the pressure of it actually count is a different, kind of pressure. The Andy Cruz got lead foot roll, switches stance, as boots, lead head movement. I don't know. I'm not big on Keshawn. I got Cruz again. I got Keshawn in the pros, y'all. I got Keshawn in the pros. I think Keshawn's size and his power, right? And his size, power, and his activity, right? I think that's what's gonna win him the fight at pro. I don't believe that Cruz can turn this. I don't believe that Cruz gonna be able to hurt these people in the pros, right? I don't believe he gonna be able to hurt Keshawn. I don't believe he gonna be able to hurt a guy like Tank, right? I don't think he gonna be able to hurt a guy like Shakur, right? I don't think he gonna be able to hurt a guy like David Haney, right? I think he can box with him, right? But at least with his style in the amateurs, right? He's not the strongest guy at all. Like he's not. I don't want to sit here and say pillow fisted, right? Because that's cliche, right? That's easy, right? But he's not a guy that's looking to hurt you, right? He's not a guy that's really looking to hurt you. Like it was times even in the amateur fights, right? They will be swinging, right? And Keshawn will press him a little bit, but in the amateurs, they don't really allow you to touch him. They don't allow you to press him. Keshawn will press him, and you will see Andy Cruz like fly across the ring and shit. Like Keshawn is much more physically stronger than Andy, right? So I think it's gonna be a little more. I think it's gonna balance itself out a little more in the pros, right? And I think how we're over there, right? They may have favored Andy Cruz. I think if they fight over here, when they fight over here, right, it'll be more so even or pro Keshawn because we'll be in the States, right? He said, what weight class you want to see him in one fight ASAP? He fight at 135. I want to see him in a fight ASAP too. No cap. He good though. He's extremely talented, right? But we talking about, the Keshawns and the Tanks. Tank, Shakur, and Devin destroy him. I'm just gonna be straight up with you. I think they destroy him, right? I think they destroy him. I think they destroy him personally. I think Keshawn Davis is more along his speed, at least right now. He need to get some fights under his belt before he step in there with Tank, Shakur, and Devin for sure. Right? Right. I think his beef though, his fight is going to be Keshawn Davis. This right here is either going to be the fight that counterpults Keshawn Davis, right? Or this is going to be the fight that introduces Andy Cruz. Keshawn versus Andy Cruz. This is Keshawn's beef. This is Keshawn's first big fight. This is Keshawn's first monster that he has to conquer. Is this Andy Cruz guy? This is going to be the first time that, right, Keshawn actually step in the ring with somebody when he fight this guy. I think he should fight this guy next year. Andy Cruz is 27 years old. You don't need to wait, right? Next year, maybe at the end of next year, you know what I'm saying? Keshawn been in the ring with this guy 4 times. It ain't much. It ain't nothing. He done boxed this guy, right? He done been there with him 4 times. What's that? 4 rounds apiece. 4, 8, 12, 16. He done been there with him 16 rounds, right? Probably more than that. I just know that, you know, they go 4 rounds in the amateurs, if I'm not mistaken. Right? So he'd been in the ring with him for 16 rounds or 12 rounds, however you want to say. No, he know this guy know Keshawn. Right? You give Andy Cruz a couple fights. You give what's good, True. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, True. You give Andy Cruz a couple fights. You know what I mean? You put him in there next year. My brother D Free said, I disagree. Keshawn wasn't power punching when he was in the amateurs neither. He grew into a power puncher and he got into the pro. So we don't know what Andy Cruz is going. Yeah, but what I was saying, D Free, he was physically strong. Keshawn always been physically strong. He was able to move. He was able to move Cruz. Like they'll be exchanging and Keshawn will push him, or Keshawn will get the walk on him down, and Cruz will fly back. He'll fly back. Keshawn had to learn to turn his punches over too. If you remember in the amateurs, that's why he won the power puncher. He always had that aggressive style, and he always been physically strong. He just didn't know how to turn his punches over either. Keshawn learned how to turn his punches over when he turned pro, and that's what he telling Andy Cruz. You gonna have to learn how to throw them punches. Keshawn already been physically strong. He already had that motor, right? He just didn't know how to throw his punches. He was still throwing slapping punches. That's why he threw it out there to Andy. He like, I'm already a step ahead of you. That's what he getting at. I'm a step ahead of you. You know what I mean? But Keshawn always been a physically strong dude. No smoke. What's good? And then go back and watch them amateur fights with Andy. Andy be catching Keshawn in between his punches, right? But when Keshawn laying heels on Andy, it's more of an effect. Andy do got superior footwork and everything. Andy may be, right, just as good or a better athlete than Keshawn. They different kind of athletes. Keshawn is kind of sort of a power athlete. Andy Cruz is more of a agility athlete. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna say that neither one is a better athlete. They different kind of athletes, right? I think either Andy Cruz look like the bigger fighter. Andy Cruz is way smarter than Keshawn. Andy Cruz way smarter. Matter of fact, we just, we gonna do this. This is what we gonna do. Right? This is what we gonna do. This is what we gonna do. Right? I know y'all don't like Keshawn, but this is what we gonna do. But this is what we gonna do, right? 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 I'm telling you what I know. You know what I mean? I ain't just started watching Keshawn. I'm telling you what I know. You know what I mean? We finna check it out. We finna check it out. I ain't telling you what I feel. I'm telling you what I know. You know what I mean? Like, he's way bigger than Andy Cruz. Like, he's way bigger than Andy Cruz. But I digress. He said working on my next upload. I appreciate y'all support. Once I drop it took a lot of work. Peace out for now, family. I appreciate you, No Smoke. We got you, No Smoke. We got you. Drop that thing in the chat. I'm already sub. I got you, bro. I got you. He said those guys aren't fighting anytime soon. top rank of Metron right now is side of the street. But even if Andy was top rank, they want to develop him first. You can't develop Andy Teach. You can't. Andy 27. How long you go develop him? How long you go develop him? You can't develop him too long. He gonna be 30 by the time you finish and develop him. You gotta give Andy Cruz, bro, 3 or 4 quick fights, and then you gotta throw him in there with somebody who, go give him a challenge, and then you throw him in there with a champion about his 5th or 6th fight. He like that David Morrell. David Morrell, right, about to get in the ring with David Benavidez, right? David Benavidez got 30 fights. David Morrell got 8 fights, right? But certain people, like David Morrell, they was born ready. That Cuban amateur school, that Cuban pedigree, Andy Cruz, right? David Morrell, they ready. They only need about 4 or 5 of them things. You give them about 4 or 5 of them things, bro, put them in the ring. You're going to start getting people hurt. Yeah, he 27. Yeah, he 27. He 27, God, buddy. 27, God, buddy. But what you saw, D-Free, Andy Cruz got long-ass arms. He got sizable arms for his size. He 27. It ain't no get him ready. It's time. You give him about 4 fights, bro. 4 quick fights. If he fighting in July, he need to be fighting again in September, October, and then you try to put him in there again in December, right? You give his ass a fight in January. You give his ass a goddamn fight in April, and then you put him in there with Keshawn at the end of next year. You know what I mean? 2-time gold medal winners, 27 years old, bro. You ain't got no time to play, dog. You ain't got no time to play, dog. It's time. And that's perfect for Keshawn. Keshawn, what? Got 10 fights in? He got 10, he 10 fights in? Something like that. So by the time they fight, he'll be what? 14 fights in, 13 fights in. You know what I mean? It's time, man. Andy Cruz ain't got no time to wait. Right? That's gonna be Keshawn's first big fight, man. So does he fight like Robeisy, or is he better than that? Robeisy like to sit down on his punches a little more than Andy Cruz do. He like to sit down on his Robeisy like to sit down a little more on his punch. Andy Cruz don't really sit down on his shit. You got to be afraid that Robeisy may knock you out, right? Andy Cruz not really that type of fighter. Now he could get to the pros, right? And he could find that, right? But from his amateur game, nah. With what I've been seeing, nah, he not he not Robeisy. Skill-wise, right? Skill-wise, Robeisy, if we take away power, right? Then if we take away power, then he'll look quicker on his feet than Robeisy, right? He'll look quicker on his feet than Robeisy, right? They both got extremely fast hands. He'll look quick on his feet than Robeisy. I give him the feet advantage on Robeisy, right? But Robeisy got the power advantage, right? He's the harder puncher. You know what I mean? So that's how I look. And I will give the edge to Robeisy because of the power, right? But skill for skill, and the Cruz is skilled, bro. Like he's talented, bro. Like he's talented. Like dude is talented. My only question for him, right? My only question for Andy is how his punching power gonna transfer. He's a small dude, but he's not big at all. This dude make Floyd look big, honestly. This dude make Floyd look big. Right, Josh? I think he got better feet than Robeisy. Robeisy hit harder, but Andy Cruz got it. Like he got it. Like this is a real this is a real fight for Keshawn. I'm Team Keshawn though, but it's a real fight for Keshawn. Like, but I think because Andy ain't that knockout kind of guy, I think that's what's gonna keep Keshawn in the game. I think that's gonna give him a chance, right? I think it's gonna be hard for Andy to get a 12-round decision over Keshawn. And I think the size of Keshawn will eventually play a factor. I think he gonna start moving him around the ring. He gonna start moving Andy around the ring. Y'all know I think this fight gonna look like. It ain't a fight that ain't happened yet, but y'all know it's similar. Well, I think it's gonna be similar to like the style how it's gonna end up happening. I think Keshawn activity, his physical strength and his work weight, and his punching power go eventually wear down Andy Cruz. Two fights that ain't happened yet. I think Andy Cruz and Earl Spence versus Bud Crawford fights go kind of look the same. If you look at them Emmys, Cruz has 9 KOs, Keshawn has none. All right, D Freak, look at their Emmys, right? Cruz got 140 amateur fights. Keshawn got about 40. You know, Cruz was in the amateurs for like 9 years. D Free. He was there like 9 years, bro. Like he was there for a long time. You know what I mean? A long time. Well, he 27, right? And he just left the amateurs this year. So over how many years did he accumulate? So he got 9 KOs in 149 fights. And Keshawn got how many KOs in the pros? Cruz got 9 KOs in 149 fights. What's the ratio on it? And look, Deontay Wilder had what? 4 KOs in the pros? 3? Something like that. 4, maybe 3 KOs in the amateurs, I mean. Wilder had like 4 KOs, 3 KOs in the amateurs. So Cruz got more KOs in the amateurs than Deontay Wilder. He said, yeah, but how many people get KO'd in the Emmys? I don't know, but if you go 140 times, you should be able to get 9 of them motherfuckers. He did not gonna lie to you. The ratio say Keshawn should have at least 2. Yeah, but you gotta think, Cruz is a grown man. Cruz is a grown man in the amateurs. Keshawn is 24. When he was fighting in the amateurs, he was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. When Cruz was fighting in the amateurs, he was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. He was a grown man fighting 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds. I think you should have had more KOs. You know, he's the Black Lomachenko. He's the Black Lomachenko. Right? You know. How many KOs Keshawn got in the pros? How many of them things Keshawn got in the pros? Hey, Jay Gibson, talk to me nice, man. Talk to me nice. Y'all know T consistent. Talk to me nice over here, man. Talk to me nice over here. He's also the black Janet Beck. Actually, Janet Beck got a head start on him. Janet Beck been pro. Janet Beck 27 now, right? And he got what, 15, 16 fights. This dude don't got no fights, bro. He 27. He been beating up on kids for at least 5 years, bro. It's time for you to leave the amateurs, bro, when you about 21, bro, 22. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. He been beating up on kids at least 5 years. Andy nice though. Andy nasty, y'all. I'm not saying Andy not cold. Andy is nasty. Andy is nasty, bro. That man's extremely. I think he is as talented as a Shakur, as a Tank, as a Devin. You know what I mean? As a Robisi. But I don't know about them. I don't know about their power. I don't know how he go translate. Little guy. He a small dude. 5'6", 135 pounds. That's a little dude, bro. It's a little man, bro. And he don't turn over his punches. He don't sit down on his punches. It could get real spicy in there for him. He getting there with the wrong dude. Eddie Hearn said he'll throw him in there with Tank Davis, bro. Imagine Andy Cruz in there trying to fight Tank Davis, his first fight, not knowing how to throw a fucking punch as a pro. You know what I mean? It's one thing to do it in the gym, though. It's another thing to be in there in front of Tank Davis and trying to learn on the job. You'll fucking die. That ain't the job. That ain't the dude you want to learn on the job on. You don't want to learn on the job. You don't want to learn on the job. You know, fight no Javantes, no Shakurs. You know what I mean? Yeah, facts, D Free. Facts. Yep. But they need to make it happen sooner or later because this ain't a fight that you need to wait on. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a fight that we need. If you wait 3 years, bro, fucking Andy Cruz gonna be 30. You know what I mean? You wait 3 years, Andy Cruz gonna be 30. This need to be a fight that happen next year at the most, bro. At the most, bro, 3 fights from now. At the most, 2 years, 4 fights from now. At the most, 4 fights from now. I want to get it 2 fights from now, really. 2 fights for Keshawn, because Andy Cruz gonna be scrubbed. He gonna be fighting scrubs. He can fight about 3 scrubs real quick, get his knockouts up, right? Fight about 3 scrubs, get his knockouts up. Fight somebody we know, right? Fight JoJo Diaz, fight somebody we know or something like that, style on them. And then fight somebody that's gonna give him some little click clack. And then him and Keshawn need to go at it, man. Give him about 4 quick fights, throw him in there. You don't need to, because you look up, Andy Cruz gonna be 31. Andy Cruz ain't gonna be selling like that over here. For you to be trying to, we go butter this fight up. We gonna make this fighter stop, man. This fight about as big as it's gonna be, bro. Whoever win this fight gonna be the star. You can't build this fight up, as a super fight. This is a fight that make a superstar, that make a super fight later on. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say that again. This is a fight that make a superstar, that make a super fight later on. This is a fight that make, Keshawn Davis legit, or this is the fight that make Andy Cruz a superstar so they can fight a guy like Frank Martin. You know what I mean? Or if you want to throw him in there, you want to throw Andy Cruz in there. If you want to throw him in there with somebody, Andy Cruz got power, D Free. I mean, Luis Ortiz got power, D Free. We gotta let him step in the ring first, bro. He more like lightweight Lara. Oh, age wise. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Yep. Yep, for sure. Yep. But Cuban style of boxing, though, yeah. But yep, most of them be a little older. You know what I'm saying? They be ready. Like they be ready when they come over here. Like the fact that he got no fights in the pros, right? But if we going about how good he really is, that nigga already about 5-0, right? So you only need to give him about 4-5 more fights before you throw him there with another prospect. Keshawn the prospect. Keshawn young too. They both pretty, you know what I'm saying? You only need to give him about four more fights at the most. 4 more fights before you throw him in there. Them Cubans already come over here, bro, ready. A lot of them be ready. A lot of them can come over here and fight top 10 guys. I don't know about like the top 3 and 5. That's pushing it, right? But a lot of them be top 10 ready when they come over here. Honestly, true enough. A lot of them Cubans be top 10 ready. I do think Cruz is top 10 ready. I don't think he Javante Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney ready, right? But I do think Cruz is top 10 ready, right? I think he George Kambosos, right? I think he Esau Cruz, right? I think he Ryan Garcia, right? I think he guys like that ready. Him and Frank, I think, I don't know. Frank, they get good. You know what I'm saying? I think he guys like that. He said they might put him on the fast track like Morrell. Yeah, in fact, do what they should do, D-Free. Do what they should do. They should put him on the fast track like Morrell, given his age. They most definitely should fast track him because you got to. He's 27. You got to get him in there. He's 27 years old. He said they know each other's style very well. 2 fights at the most. See, Jay Gibb on what I'm on. 2 fights if we lucky, Jay Gibb. 4 fights at the most, fam. 2 fights if we lucky, man. 4 fights at the most. You know what I mean? God Body said, yeah, Morrell the only one they defected early. Yep. And Lara came over early because them boys was ready. They had to get them boys was ready. Lara and Morrell. Lara was over here kind of early on Cuban time, right? Lara was like 23 when he came. That's young on Cuban time. Them niggas they be stuck up. They about 28, 27. Luis Ortiz damn near ain't get over here till boy, he was damn near 30. You know what I mean? But Lara and Morrell, they put their ass on the speedboat. They ain't get caught. Like I think they might have tried one time. That was gone. You know what I mean? Yeah. Shout out Lara. Lara going to the fame. Lara gonna fight Danny Garcia too. August 5th. Lara going to the fight. Yeah, I'll tell you this. How about this? I'm gonna throw this out here real quick. The winner of Danny Garcia and Eugene Lara automatically punch their ticket to the Hall of Fame. I don't care what nobody say. With the body of work that both of them done already done, they borderline Hall of Fame. The winner of that fight to win that belt at 160 automatically is a Hall of Fame. They could probably get in now, but the winner of that fight automatically in the Hall of Fame. See what I said? He's at 135, 140 is too lit for them fights not to happen. Exactly. You got big fights at the top. Shakur David Tank. You got big fights right under them, right? Keshawn, Frank Martin, Andy Cruz sliding in there, right? You still got Loma in that thing, right? You still got Kambosos in that thing, right? You still got Esau Cruz in that thing somewhere doing something, doing something. He's that fast Danny Garcia. He's like both Hall of Famers. The winner of that fight are automatically Hall of Famers. Like, it ain't a question about it, I think. But yeah, at this point, you gotta go and stick Andy Cruz in there. Andy Cruz probably got if his first fight go be in July. Eddie said his first fight go be in July. If his first fight in July, he need to be fighting again in September, July, August, September. He need to be fighting again in October or November. He need to be fighting again. He really need to be fighting again in September because his fight in July, he shouldn't take no damage, right? So if he fight in July, he need to be fighting again in September. And if he fight in September, he need to be fighting again in December. And then he fight in December, he need to be fighting again in February or March, right? And then he need to be fighting in July, right? And then he need to be fighting Keshawn Davis at the end of the year. You know what I mean? He said they fighting at the catch weight 155 or some shit. Any weight above 154 is 160. Even if 155 take the middleweight for a belt supposed to be 160. Yes. Yep, teach. Because let me explain it, right? Catch weights work like this. Catch weight is a name for it, right? But it still has to be a division for the fight to get sanctioned. So anything above a certain division, they fighting in that division. For example, Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia just fought at a catchweight of 136, right? 136 was the catchweight, but the actual fight went down as a 140-pound fight. So if Gervonta Tank Davis would have lost, he wouldn't have lost his belt at 135, right? So Tank versus Ryan was a catchweight of 136, but that's a 140-pound fight. Eugene Lara and Danny Garcia is at a catchweight of 155, right? So 154 is junior middleweight. So 155 is middleweight. Even though it's a catchweight, it's above 54. So it's a middleweight fight at 55 because you can fight at 160 and be 155 pounds, but you can't fight at 154 and be 155 pounds. If you're 155 pounds, you classified as a middleweight, but you can fight at middleweight and be 157 pounds if you want to. Floyd Mayweather will weigh in on weight day and be 146 pounds, fighting at 147. About time the fight started, Floyd Mayweather would damn near come in at 142 pounds. You know what I mean? So Floyd Mayweather is fighting the fight at 147, weighing 142 pounds. Floyd Mayweather will be fighting at 154. He'll come in at 153 and a half. About time the fight started, Floyd Mayweather then lost weight. He fighting at 151, but he fighting at the 154-pound division. You can fight under a division, but you can never fight over a division. He said, but he's telling Kyrie to come in at 55. Why can't he come in at 160? Garcia come in at 150 because they agreed to come in at 155. They agreed. Them two made an agreement to fight at 155 for Lara belt. They can do that amongst boxers, amongst themselves, amongst men. They can agree to whatever they want to agree to. But when you step your ass in there at 155, the boxing heads got to put you in the division. They can't put your fat ass in the division that you're not in. They got to put you in the division that you're in because you can fight at 155 at 160. You can't fight at 155 at 154. You can't do that. You know what I mean? It's a middleweight title fight. Lara is the 160-pound middleweight champion right now. Lara last two fights was at 160. He weighed in at 159. You can fight under your division. Lara just fighting. He fighting it the way he been fighting it. You know, he fighting. Danny is getting an advantage by bringing Lara down to 55 to where he want to be at. Danny is the one bringing Lara down. Lara really ain't got nothing. Lara get a name in beating Danny Garcia. Lara can lose his belt. Lara got to lose the extra weight. Lara is the champion. He got to lose the weight. He can lose his belt, losing the weight, but he get that Danny Garcia fight. That's a bad, you know what I mean? 155 is the agreed upon catch weight, but they fighting at 160. On the night of the fight, after they turn over, before it starts, it's a middleweight fight. It's going down in the books as a middleweight fight. It's at 160 for the 160-pound championship. They just agreed upon the 155-pound catch weight. But anything above 154 is middleweight. Anything above 147 is junior middleweight. Anything above 140 is welterweight. You know what I mean? He said in terms of skill, he said Danny left the 140 division and making moves. Yeah, in fact, Danny trying to get in the Hall of Fame. Danny said, I did an EP on this. Danny Garcia really said, you know, I'm tired of losing the big fights. I want to win one of these big fights. I want to make a name for myself. I don't want to be known as a guy that lose the big fights. I want to fight Eugene Lara. Danny Garcia said this shit, bro. And I swear to God, next month, next 6 weeks, I was dropping the EP to Eugene Lara and Danny Garcia fighting for the 160-pound title. This belt is for the middleweight strap. Danny Garcia got a chance to win the middleweight strap versus Lara. Right? Now it makes sense though, right? Y'all seen Danny Garcia versus Jose Benavidez since we talking about it. Ricky! What's good, pimp? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Rick. Glad you can make it, pimp. Glad you can make it. Appreciate you sliding through this thing. TWT is in the building. Y'all remember, what was I saying for my uncle came in? Y'all remember, what was I saying? Hold on. Y'all know I be high. Y'all know I be high. What was I saying, y'all? That wasn't it. That's before y'all know. Yeah, who I want to first. He said, but I know how long Danny can hang at 160 with his mouth. He just said, y'all got Larry winning by decision against Danny. I really don't. Oh, yeah. Y'all remember Danny? Y'all remember Danny Garcia? I remember what I was talking about now. Y'all remember Danny Garcia versus Jose Benavidez, right? Danny Garcia, he came out there. Danny Garcia came out there, right? He came out there sticking his jab. He came out there moving his head. He came out there moving his angles. That boy was moving in and out. He was using his footwork. He was going in and out of range. He was judging distance good. He was using his straights. He was boxing. Then he'll throw the hook in there like as a secondary. You know what I'm saying? Danny normally lead with the hooks. Danny was boxing his ass off against Jose Benavidez. And I went in there and I said, bro, Danny is styling on Jose. I ain't never seen Danny fight like this. Why is Danny fighting Jose Benavidez like this? You know what I mean? It makes sense now because Danny in his mind, he wasn't fighting Jose Benavidez. Danny in his mind, right? He was already fighting Adrian De Lara. Right, Teach? He was good in that fight and he looked small. Facts. But Lara is smaller than Jose Benavidez, right? He was fighting Lara. He was boxing. He was Ricky. The boy was boxing. He was fighting Lara in that fight. He was fighting that boxer. He was trying to getting his shit together. You know what I mean? He used Jose, right? A rangy fighter, good jab, aggressive, right? He used Jose. He like, okay, man, I boxed my ass off. I want Adrian De Lara. Adrian De Lara at middleweight, I want Adrian De Lara. Danny came out. I ain't really sure who he was talking to, but I did a video on it because I felt Danny. I mess with when people can understand, right? I mess when people got a sense of reality about where they at in life in general, like with whatever they doing. Danny said, I don't want to be known as the dude who lose all the big fights. Danny is a two-time division champ. Danny is a two-division champ, two-time champ, right? But Danny understand, like, I got some wins, I got my tears, right? I got some wins, but I don't want to be known as the guy that lose the big fights, the Errol Spencers, the Keith Thurmans, the Sean Porters. I don't want to be known as the guy that lose the big fights, man. I want to win. I want to get a big fight, and I want to win one of these things. I want to be great. Boom. Danny Garcia versus Adrian De Lara. So that would be a 3-division champ. You put Danny Garcia 3-division champ with the Adrian De Lara win. Danny understand that put him in a different place from where he is now. We view Danny in a different light now. Danny 3-division champ. You know what I mean? It ain't a whole lot of 3-division champs. It's even less 4-division champs, right? But it ain't a whole lot of 3-division champs. That's a different conversation. That's a different tier, right, of boxing. You know what I mean? So make perfect sense, man. And I like that fight though. I ain't really sure how we got to talk about Danny and Lara, but I'm glad. Oh yeah, Andy Cruz being Cuban, Lara, boom. That's how we got here. But yeah, I like that jump though. I'm excited for the job. I hate they pushed it back so far, right? August 5th. That's a long ass time, right? But I'm ready for that jump. I was hoping they could be like one of them, maybe July junts. You know what I mean? They could be a July junt, maybe. He did Frederick Lowry offensive now. Yep. Lowry be sitting on his punches now. Lowry be sitting on his punches now. You know what I mean? I think Danny Garcia will be fighting at 54. Catch up between 54 and 160. If Danny Garcia win that WBA belt, all his fights gonna be at 155 because he'll have to fight at middleweight. He'll have to fight at that 160-pound division because that any fight under that wouldn't be considered him defending his belt. That's why Lara can't go to 54, right? Danny Garcia just fought at 54, right? Why y'all think they only moved it up 1 pound from where Danny fought at? Because Danny know that he got to go at least that 1 pound to be considered a middleweight to get the belt. You got to be at least that 1 pound, you know what I'm saying, to get that belt. You can't fight. Danny can't fight at 54 and win the middleweight belt. You know what I mean? He can't make Lara because Lara is the middleweight champ. If he brings Lara to 54, then it's not gonna be for Lara belt because Lara is leaving the division, right? He will be going to Danny division at 54. Danny is coming to his division at 55. That 1 pound mean a lot, y'all. I'm telling y'all. That 1 pound mean a lot. That's why, like, sometimes you'll see David Benavidez fight at 168, right? But he'll come in 172, right? Sometimes he'll be 172. Y'all done seen Benavidez do that before, right? But it'd be agreed upon. He ain't miss weight, but they'll agree that you could be a certain amount of pounds. They'll agree that you could be a certain amount of pounds overweight, right? But you can't be too many pounds overweight because you'll be out of the division. He got to be under 175 because he'll be a light heavyweight if you come in anything over 175 to weigh in, right? You could be what you want to be after the fight. He said, we got 3 to 4 140 division fights this weekend. Good money. Oh, yeah, God body. I'm doing my breakdowns today. After I do this one, my short videos going to be 2 fight breakdowns a piece. I'm going to do them 8 minutes, 4 fights each jump. I'm doing breakdowns today. I'm going to get my life together when I end this thing. I've been here for 128. I'm getting up out of here at 130. By the way, I appreciate y'all folks sliding through. I really do. I'm doing them jumps today, God body. I gotta do. I studied some last night, right? I got one on the weight, right? And then I'm doing my studying, but I'm dropping them jumps. I'm doing them things 2 at a time. I might do the first 2. I might do the first one separately. Then I'm doing them jumps 2 at a time. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna play Keshawn. I'm gonna play Keshawn clap back one more time before I get up out of here, so we can end this thing the right way, right? I think Angry Keshawn is funny. I think Angry Keshawn is extremely funny. You know what I mean? Where that thing at? Here we go. I'm gonna play the Keshawn clapback one more time. Eddie Hearn just signed Olympic gold medalist Andy Cruz. If y'all don't know, Andy Cruz is the reason that Keshawn Davis is a silver medalist. Andy Cruz is a gold medalist. Keshawn Davis is a silver medalist. Eddie Hearn just signed gold medalist Andy Cruz, and Eddie Hearn talking big, right? He said he ready to put Andy Cruz in there with Tank Davis now, and he said that Andy Cruz go beat Keshawn Davis in the pros just like he did in the amateurs. And this is what Keshawn Davis had to say real quick before we get up out of here, you know, so I can end this thing the right way.
2 messages before I get off this damn live. Tell lil bro, turn his punches over, you're pro now, okay? Turn the punches over. Those slaps is not gonna get counted pro, okay? Hey Hearns, no more tweeting. Stop tweeting my name. You trying to keep building this man off my name. This man ain't touched no type of television in America. Stop trying to build your man off my name. You want to fuck?
2 things for in this live. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but this the present. This ain't, and I'm out. Look.